Our CIO at the time said he really wanted to see a solution that really was the same no matter where you went. When the View client came out, we really were happy to see some of the enhancements that gave, so that gave us the reason to switch over to that.
Before we used to be on Citrix, we were a very large Citrix shop, and Citrix was very complicated and difficult to maintain and just to work. And we went to VMware, it just works out of the box. We don't spend a lot of time keeping it up and running like we did with Citrix. And now I have time to do other things that I need to be working on.
Today, we use View pretty much throughout our environment. We are up to about 1,500 workstations that are doing View today. Since we're a healthcare industry, one of the things we do have to really watch out for is security. One of the big benefits we get out of that is we can leverage locking down the devices, so there's only certain peripherals that you can access to them. We have nurses that actually go to the hospitals and will remote in. All that data is at our data center instead of on the device themselves. So that's very beneficial for us to make sure that under HIPAA and HIPAA high tech that we don't have any of that data be out and potentially get stolen.
Some of the other challenges when we used to have a large work-at-home deployment is we had racks and racks of physical desktops just on our data center floor, and just the failure rate of those devices that we had and the power and the heat consumption, that once we went to VMware, that all that floor space is gone now. It's just sitting there vacant, or we've done it for other purposes.
One of the benefits that we're seeing today is that disaster recovery, and it's something that we didn't really think of at first. We had a big snowstorm. Our CIO and even CEO refer to it as Snowmageddon. It was the first time in history of Blue Cross where we actually had people stay home for 2 days in a row. And one of the big benefits is even with power outages and things like that, as long as they had power at their homes, they were still able to do customer service and work from home and not have to go into the building.
We brought in a few iPads for the beginning, and that started off with 4 iPads, and now we're up to, I think, 70 iPads deployed in our company. And for such a small company, that is a lot of devices. And once our people started to see that they could connect to their VMware desktop wherever they were, that now they're stopping to carry their laptops and carrying their iPads in meetings and at conferences. So with less moving parts now, by using the Wise P20, our technicians are deployed less to the desktop, and now that developers, when they see that they have a laptop or a physical desktop that has failed and it takes weeks for them to get their machine back, whereas we can give them a VDI in just a few hours and they know that it's backed up on our secure storage.
With View, we've been able to deploy machines at a totally different pace than we have ever had before. For example, we have healthcare reform that we're having to deal with for 2014 that goes into effect. And just last week, we had to bring in 75 additional temporary staff to meet those regulations. And we're able to build those machines up much quicker, much faster. And then when it's time to tear that down, we don't have the resources that we had to go purchase and wouldn't have been able to reuse. So if we downsize or increase, it gives us that flexibility.